Hey guys, my name is Christy Temitayo, Modest Smart Collection. So today I'll be sharing with us how to cut a bustier with a square neckline without a shoulder dart. Yes, it's possible to have a bustier with a square neckline without the shoulder dart. And if that's something you're interested in, watch this video to the very end. Also, if you've not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you get notified if I post new video. So yeah, thank you. Let's get right into it. So yeah, to get started, I'll be needing my tape roll, my tape, my master curve, my pencil, my armor curve, my ruler, my marker, and also my fabric scissors. So yeah, to get started, I'll measure 1 inch away from my paper. This is totally optional. You can use ½ inch or just measure directly from your paper edge, but I do this most time just to have a straight line across before going ahead to mark anything on my fabric or my paper. So I go ahead, I start with my bust point, measure my bust point all the way across. I just measure it all the way across to have a straight line. All the way across 9.5 inch. So I measure 9.5 all the way across, then I rule a straight line, then I go ahead and measure 3 inches away. That is a standard of my under bust. So most times I just measure 3 inch away from my bust point. Most times if I did not take my under bust, shoulder to under bust measurement, this works so well for me. If the person is busty, you can use 3.5, but most times I use 3 because I'm not that busty. So if your client is not that busty, you can use 3.5. Then I go ahead and measure my waistline. The waistline I'm using for this is 16 inches. So I go ahead and measure 16 inches all the way around. Then I go ahead and rule a line across, just as you see me doing. I go back to my line, the first line I marked, then I mark my shoulder line. My shoulder line is 7.5. Then I go ahead and measure my standard of neck, which is 3, come down by 1 inch from the shoulder line I measured earlier. Yeah, connect back to my neckline. Then I go ahead and measure my shoulder, my armhole. To get this, I use my bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. It works most times for me. Or you can just take your armhole measurement on your clients, but if you didn't, you can just use your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. This works mostly. So I did mine and I measured what I got, went in the middle of my curve, came in by ½ inch to just get my armhole curve. So I connect it just as you see me doing, just to have a very nice curve and to avoid every excess of bulging. It's usually at the armhole area, so this just totally eradicates that. Then I have a very nice and smooth curve. Then I go ahead and measure my nipple to nipple, my bust pan, which is 3.5 inch. I measure my bust pan all the way around down to my bust point. Then I connect it back exactly just as you see me doing. Then afterwards I measure 1 inch for my dart. Most times I realize that 1 inch it works most times, even for XL, that's extra large. So this works so well. 1 inch, it just gives more room for my bust to sit. Then I come down by 1 inch for my bust point. So I connect it back to my under bust, just as you see me doing. And this works so well. Then I go back to my shoulder line and measure my neck width, which is 5 inch. I measure that all the way across the neck width. The square neckline, the width of the square neckline is 5 inch. Then I came down by 5.5. I didn't want something too revealing, so I just did 5.5 all the way. Then I connect my neckline.
Then yes, after doing that, you just connect it back. You connect your dart back to your neckline, exactly to the edge of your neckline. Yes, just as you see me doing. I measure quarter just of an inch for the tightening. Usually most times when you draft a square neckline, there's always this excess of bulginess. There is not just frame, so this just totally eradicates that. So I just connect this back to my bust band, and I go ahead and measure my body's measurement. I return my dart, replace my dart that I took earlier, then go ahead and measure my bust, and I connect this back. So this is basically all for this pattern. Is as simple as that. Nothing too stressful, very easy to draft. So I go ahead and measure my seam allowance all the way around. I connect this back. I use 1 inch seam allowance for this. This is a very simple tutorial that I feel like it's something very easy for you to learn. Measure 1/2 inch for joining allowance all the way around. This just helps to help to replicate my pattern real fast. Most times I add my seam allowance to my pattern, and most times I don't, just depending on the type of pattern I'm drafting anyways. So this, I am adding my seam allowance all the way around. I added my shoulder allowance. Then I just go ahead and do the same thing for my armhole curve all the way around. So I would not need to add anything while I'm cutting or placing it on my fabric. I did the same thing for this neckline. And that's all for the front pattern. So I just go ahead to cut what I have out. So you have to be careful as well while cutting, so you not cut exactly what you need, especially in the neck part. This is where you have to be careful, so you not cut away your actual measurement. So you would still have to add your seam allowance for the joining of the bust dart to each other, but that's just the only allowance you will be adding. So yes, this is where my bust dart comes in, and to get your bust dart, it is your front half length divided by your back half length. That's how you get your bust dart. So mine is 2.5 inches. My nape to waist at my back is 14.5, while my front half length for this particular pattern is 16. So I just took away that 2.5 inch. I came down by 2.5 inch before that. Then I connect it back to my bust point, then glue it back. This is simply just to give me a very, very nice finish. I'll be posting a tutorial of the dress I'll be making from this pattern. This is very, very nice. It works so well. And that's it. So that's all for the front pattern. Simply stressless. It can work for anything. Stress free. So that's it. I'm adding my seam allowance. So right now we move to the back pattern. So like I said earlier, measure the same 1 inch I measured all the way around. Measure 1 inch. This is my zip allowance. Measure 1 inch away. The nape to waist I said earlier, this is exactly what I meant by my nape to waist, which is 14.5. That is what I'll be using for my back half length. Note, your front and your back half length should always be different. Most people just slant, but it's not really. Most times the slant still gives this gapey effect. So to have a perfect smooth back, you just need to use your nape to waist measurement. So that is exactly what I'm measuring here, and it will definitely align to your front part, because we've held it out at the front. It mostly aligns. So I go ahead and measure my shoulder, just the same thing I did for the front. I'm just replacing what I did at the front. I measure my shoulder and my neckline, and I came down by my 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I go ahead and measure my neck. The same thing I use, the same width. You use the same width for your front and your back. So I measure 5 inch. This time around I went up by 5 inch instead of 5.5 for my neck line. I go ahead and measure my shoulder, which is still 7.5. Then I come down by 7. Then I connect the dot. Just mostly follow all the process I follow in this video, and you would not really have any issue, and you have a very, very nice finishing. Trust me, very, very nice finishing. And let me know in the comment section if there is anything you are finding very difficult to understand, or if the method is new and you don't really understand it. I can always explain again. So this is very simple. The back is very simple. I'm just taking my measurements, adding my seam allowance, and that's all for the back pattern. Very simple, very, very, very simple. Just adding my seam allowance just like I did for the front part, all the way across. Now for this part, just because I'm not having a dart, I'm coming in by ½ inch on my actual measurement, and from that 1 inch I came in, I'm going to measure 1 inch. That was where my shoulder line is, my shoulder point, my zip allowance is starting from. I'm actually going to measure my zip allowance from that part that I came in. I came in by ½ inch from my actual measurement. So yeah, I just got through. So this is basically all for this pattern. This is just to give a very, very nice fit at the back, because the dress at the back does not have any back dart. So this is all for this pattern. Let me know if it was helpful in the comment section.